Hi guys, it's me, Kimmy Moon, and I wanted to give you a brief introduction as to what this channel is about. This channel is an interactive database for all things yaoi and BL, and so I want to show you quickly how you navigate to find what you're looking for. So you would go down to where you see the join button, and when you click on it, it's going to take you to the database. Now on this database, which is embedded in another site by the way, but nonetheless, when you click on it, you can go up to the search bar, and let's say you're looking for shows that have kids in college, right? See how it's going to show you this long, nice little list? Well, on the side, it's also going to show you a list of all these shows of guys that are in college. Now, I'm still building the database because, you know, sometimes YouTube can be an ass. And so the links I had in here before, some of them are no longer clicking on YouTube. So when I fix it, then I will be able to show you how it works. But nonetheless, I'm going to pull up one that's not a YouTube show, but instead it's on Tubi, because Tubi's not acting like an ass right now. If you go down, so what you find generally, it's going to be the title. It's going to give you a kind of a thumbnail, as it were. It's going to have a code. Now we'll get into codes in another video. Right now I'm just telling you what the database will consist of. Then there's a synopsis to let you know what the show is about, without spoilers, by the way. Then when you go down to near the bottom, there will be a section for the links. When you click on the link, it's going to take you directly to the show. And then you should be able to click on the show and watch it. And now this one, like I said, is on Tubi. I had some of the others that were... I don't know how to get back to where I was here. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can't pause this so that it doesn't start making noise. So eventually when I get this thing to work properly, it will connect you to, it'll connect you to the channel that I have, and that will show all the stuff that's in the playlist. So instead of you having to go through and try to guess what each show is about, the database will give you a nice rundown. So you don't have, like, you see all these shows. This is just the ones that I have listed so far. That's a lot of shows. It's about 50 of them, but it's going to be in the hundreds because, well, there's yaoi everywhere and I watch all of them. So naturally, as I do reviews for each one, that will save you some time. You can click on the one you're interested in. And of course, the best part is the search engine. So like if you're looking for anything that's got like non-con, which stands for non-consensual, it's going to pull up some stuff that's non-consensual, right? If, you know, not that, I don't think Bad Buddy has anything that's really non-con. In fact, Bad Buddy doesn't really have anything in it at all. It's kind of, just off the top of my head, I think that one is more PG. I mean, unless you watch the very last episode, and even that episode doesn't really have much, but nonetheless. So when you go to most of these shows, trying to see if there's one up here that I know is, the ones that have pictures are the ones I've kind of mostly finished already. Okay, here's one that has, like, Don't Say No. If you watch the original version, and I do specify that both in my reviews as well as in the database itself, it will tell you what version I'm talking about, because the versions do make a difference. So like in this case, I don't have the code on here yet, but if you're watching the original version of Don't Say No, then you've got a few yaoi scenes in there. If you're watching the YouTube version of Don't Say No, it is barely PG-13, and I mean barely. They cut the hell out of that show, unless they've changed it since the time that I loaded it on my playlist. I was a little surprised as to how they were still going to even tell this story. You know, they kind of did the same thing with Love is in the air. And these are some of my favorite yaois, by the way. I really love the ones that are really good love stories. I still do not understand why there seems to be such an aversion to shows where guys are just being guys who are involved with other guys. That is so crazy to me. Anyway, so there's an index as well. And like I said, the database is still being made, but I will eventually be posting this with a link. So if you want to access it, by the time it's all said and done, my guesstimate is that this will probably be on like one of those Patreon or coffee type things where you can access it through monthly payments. But because this is kind of like a Kickstarter version without it being Kickstarter, I will be posting it for, I think, like 25 or something like that, which will give you full access for like the next 2 years. And by the time it's fully updated, believe me, you'll have way more than $25 worth of shit on there. But nonetheless, well, you know, once the monthly thing starts, then you won't be able to do the 2 year thing anymore. It'll, you'll just have to pay the price that's up there, which, hey, it's still cheap. I ain't gonna lie. If you try to find this anywhere on the internet, and I have tried finding databases, most of them do not make it this easy, or the people that are trying to post it either have not watched the shows or they're using generic, like if I were to type in the name of a show, I can get a generic description of the show from anywhere. It's not that hard. And usually it comes out of other countries on top of which. So sometimes not just the translation is off, but then you also get a lot of like shows that are listed like, God, what is it? It's not best. It's Beloved Enemy. That's a big one. Beloved Enemy, and the other one I think is called He's Mine. Those are listed all over YouTube as if they are BLs and yaois when they're not. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a scene in Beloved Enemy where the guy is attacking the other guy, and it seems semi-sexual. I mean, you know, if you use your imagination, that's what it is. But the story itself, both men are involved with women. Now, and, you know, I love het stories just like I love yaoi stories. My point is that I'm building a database for when you are looking for yaoi and when you are looking for BL. You're not getting these stories that start out that look like two guys are getting ready to get in a relationship, and then, you know, halfway in there's no connection, that nobody's holding hands, there's no love story at all, and you get to the end and you're watching a guy marry a girl. That's, I don't know about you, but I find that really annoying. It's kind of like reading a romance where it's a tragic ending. There's a different category for that. Romance is happy ending, fairy tale type shit, and tragedy is when somebody's going to die. And we all know we pick what we want according to what we want. And in today's world, that is the best thing about the internet. I only have to watch what I want when I want it. You know what I mean? If I want something naughty, I should be able to type in yaoi and know that two guys are going to kiss and get their freak on. If I type in yaoi and it turns into a guy pushing a girl on a swing, yeah, I'm going to be a little bit pissed. And no, I don't care if it's a guy in a girl's body. I need to see two males kissing for it to be BL and yaoi. That's just me. Now, don't get me wrong. I will be listing shows that have that, you know, a guy in a girl's body kind of thing, because it is still being listed that way. But believe me, you will know before you click on it, so you don't get that surprise shock of, okay, so when are the guys going to hold hands, you know? When you find out, oh, never, because, you know, somebody wanted to do a switch and bait and switch and play a game. So anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough. I just wanted to tell you this is what the channel's about. And, you know, I'd totally appreciate if you decide that you want to support it. This is what the Carrot Club is about. I'm really determined that we are going to feed the rabbits, which for the most part, if you guys know what rabbits stand for in places like China and Thailand and, you know, overseas, then You know, what did it say? If you know, you know. So, nonetheless, join me in feeding the rabbits, and don't forget to click on the links in order to sign up for the Carrot Club and the database when they become available. They're not available quite yet, but they will be soon-ish. Just keep checking back, and don't forget to check the playlist because I'm listing everything I can find in proper order, so that when you want to watch it, you just click play and you can sit back and relax and watch the entire show without having to sit there and figure out, is this 1.3 of 4 episodes, or is this 5 out of 6, or is this even a BL? You know, just ending all that because, well, I've got time, so I'm using it. Anyway, have a good one. Hope to see you in the next one, and make sure you enjoy your BL.